Ladies and gentlemen, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt now has official modding tools. That's right, CD Projekt Red have released the official modding tools for Witcher 3. Now these tools are in an early state. They're not as advanced as the Red Kit or Witcher 2, but they do open up some new and exciting possibilities. The tools will allow you to extract and manipulate all of the resources in the game. So for example, textures, models, animations, sounds. You can change all of these things and package them as a mod that everyone can install in their game. The new changes to the game also allow us to edit the scripts, which open up a lot of exciting possibilities for gameplay mods. Perhaps mods that tweak quests and that type of thing. Now this is a light version of the modding tools and does not include a world space editor, so you won't be making whole new worlds or whole new areas as of yet. I am hoping that is going to come out, but I have no news on that at the moment. These tools can be downloaded from the Nexus site. They have an article on their front page which will give you all of the links, allow you to download the modding tools, and these modding tools come with a few documents that will give you some tutorials on how to get started if you want to actually create Witcher mods. Of course, most of you are probably more interested in using mods that have been created, and I can tell you that the process is actually very simple. I'm quite impressed with how easy it was to mod the game, to use mods that I created and add them to the game. And that's what I'm actually going to focus on for the rest of this video. Installing mods to The Witcher 3 is very easy indeed. You're going to need to know where your Witcher 3 Wild Hunt game is installed. For me, it is under Games, GOG, Witcher Wild Hunt. For you, it may vary depending on whether you've got GOG or Steam, but you want to find where the game is installed. You will know if you're in the right place because it will have a folder called Content. You need a new folder called Mods, M-O-D-S. If you don't have one, if it is missing when you get there, just go along to New Folder and Mods. It seems to be case insensitive, but I like to capitalize the M. And to install mods, you just copy them into there. So if I open that up, I'm now in the Mods folder, and I have a few test mods. The mods will be shipped by the mod creators, and they will contain a folder. And those folders will start with the letters MOD, something like this, Mod Gopher logo. You then copy that entire folder into the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt mods folder. And that is it. I have just installed the Gopher logo mod. It's as simple as that. And if you're wondering what on earth that mod did, it simply added the Gopher logo to the starting outfit in the tutorial, just as a test. And removing the mod is just as simple. Go along and delete it. It really is that easy. The modding process in Witcher 3 Wild Hunt does not change or overwrite any of the existing files. The files the normal game has are found under Content. And what it does is it uses the files in mods instead of them. But once you've deleted them, it will use the original file. So it's actually a very safe system. The only other thing I would mention regarding installation of mods now is if you install a mod that contains scripts, when you first run the game after installing that mod, you will get a new splash and you will see it compiling some new things. I will actually show you. I have a sort of work in progress proof of concept mod called Mod Immersive HUD, which is a script mod. I will copy it here, and when I start the game, I will get this, the Red Engine 3 preparing to launch, and it's compiling the scripts. It's checking everything and making sure the new scripts run. But then it just runs as normal. Oh, you may find the game starts minimized when it's done that. click on it and you should get back into the game without any trouble. And for those that are curious as to what this mod does in its current state, it hides the minimap until you use Witcher Sense. So while I'm using Witcher Senses, I have a minimap. When I release Witcher Senses, you have about 3 seconds of minimap and then it disappears and you can carry on with a completely uncluttered heads-up display. Don't worry, once you've actually run the game once and that process has happened, the next time you run the game, it will start perfectly normally. There will be no compilation process. It knows that you've not updated anything, so you just carry on as you are used to. If you prefer using a mod manager to install your mods, and I would not blame you, the Nexus mod manager has been updated. 0.56 will support mods in this form. You will have to update, but once you've updated, the game will detect Witcher 3 if you go along to the rescan installed games options, and installation is pretty much as you're used to. If you look inside my mods folder, there are no mods currently, and I have archived my mod Gopher logo to a RAR file. I will then load that in test mods. It adds the mod. I can then change the details as usual, activate it, and if I look inside my Witcher Wild Hunt mods folder, I will see the mod Gopher logo has been installed exactly as before, and if I run the game, there you go, once again, the mod is installed. For those of you who are looking for slightly more control over your modding, you can add a file to the, if you go along to Documents, Witcher 3, where you have input settings and user settings, you can also add a file mods.settings. It's not there by default. You do not need this file. This file will contain an entry for each of the mods inside square brackets using the same name as the folder, and it has 2 settings for each mod. Enabled, which can be 0 for off, 1 for on, and priority. Now the priority decides which mod is going to win in case of conflict. It's a little early to say how useful this is going to be, but eventually as we get more and more mods, this will probably start getting useful. However, for now, I'm not going to talk about it much because I don't have any clear examples. But the enabled, for example, if I change that to 0 for the Gopher logo and save that, even though I've still got the mod Gopher logo installed, when I start the game, it should not be there. And there you have it. The Gopher logo is no longer present, and if I use Witcher Senses, Immersive HUD still is working. So I have control over which mod is activated even if I want to leave the files in place. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it for now. Hopefully in this video I have shown you some of the new possibilities and covered the basics of installing mods under the new system. Obviously it is very early days and I'm pretty excited to see what the modding community can come up with. I am going to release a couple of very brief and basic tutorials that cover literally how I made the mods that I've made so far, just to get you started if you are interested in trying your hand at modding Witcher 3. And of course, with all the new possibilities, I'm going to be keeping my eye on the modding community and showing you some of the great mods that come out. You are more than welcome to join me for those videos, and I look forward to seeing you there. So, until then, remember, as always, have fun.